Many years ago, I came across a few lines in a book that I connected with. They were, "It's easy to judge, but you never know another person's heart, what gives them strength and what breaks them down." I have learned to listen more and speak less. The result has been eye-opening conversations and inspirational moments that I have shared with you right here. Hello and welcome back to my channel. It is Crystal One-on-One. We're on location at Le Chateau, Brasserie Belge. And today I am talking to someone who is, I think, as passionate about food as I am, probably more so. She is a lawyer by trade, but we well know her for her passion for food as a caterer. I'd like to welcome Kavitha Sserunkuma to the show.
Thank you for having me here,
How
Crystal.
are you?
I'm good.
It's
How are
nice
you?
to have you. I think I'm supposed to say Kavitha. Something like that.
Say it the way you want to say it. Kavitha
And there's
is
a
fine.
T. There's
Yes,
a T.
there's
What's
a
the T for?
The T is my dad's name.
Your dad's name?
Yes.
Okay, that is
Tamaraja.
Tama
Raja.
Tamaraja.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are actually Malaysian, if I remember correctly.
True.
Okay, but you're
Yes.
married to a Ugandan.
Yes.
Okay, so you weren't born in Uganda. You did not study here in Uganda.
No, I did not.
This is going to be very interesting to find out, how you got here. Where were you actually born?
I'm born in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, and you grew up there?
I grew up there, spent most of my young adult teenage life there.
Okay. Was that with your father and your mother?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Are they still there?
They are still there.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom travels a lot because my siblings are now out of Malaysia as well, so she just moves around.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many siblings do you have?
Two.
Two.
Yes, one
So there were
brother
just
and one
three of
sister.
you.
Yes.
One brother, one sister.
Yeah.
And you are number one, number two.
I'm number one.
You're the oldest.
Yes.
You're the oldest.
Yes.
So in Malaysia, growing up, was it a very conservative community or was it very, very relaxed, very open?
Growing up Malaysia, I think my parents had a very open way of parenting.
Okay.
Probably my mom was a little bit more traditional. My dad was very open-minded, so they always wanted us to explore the world out there.
Okay.
So they wanted us to understand what's available. Don't get stuck in the usual ways. Yeah.
Okay.
Even with religion, they were not strict.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you grow up Christian?
I grew up a Hindu.
Okay.
Yes.
But I know that you are actually very...
Now I'm a Christian. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. After getting married, I became a Christian. I think it was more of growing up a Hindu. I was not a staunch Hindu at all. I probably prayed once a year.
Okay.
So never really bothered about
So
praying.
you weren't
much.
too serious about it
I wasn't too
then.
serious. My parents were more focused on education. Make yourself better. Always keep learning and venture yourself out in the world.
Okay.
So they never pushed anything on us that we didn't want to do.
Okay.
So everything that we did is our own part, basically. And then when I think my biggest why I probably changed into Christianity after getting married is when I was young, there used to be Santa Claus going on the sleigh in the estate.
Oh my goodness, Santa Claus?
Yeah, Santa Claus.
What?
This is wrong probably to say, but that's where it started. I thought that, okay, Christianity is so much fun. Why am I stuck with... Because Santa Claus came giving gifts and all, and I want to be a Christian when I grow up.
That's so interesting.
That was the reason in the beginning.
In the beginning.
When I was young. Then I came to Uganda. There was a Malaysian couple here who was actually, they were missionaries here. I met them and then they took me to church.
Okay.
That's where I got saved, when I actually heard, the teachings and all, when you're not equally yoked. And all. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I got saved.
Okay.
Yeah, from Santa Claus, then I went the right way.
So you were talking about your parents being very strong on you know, education
Yes.
and find your own way. Did they have a background in education?
Not so much, but I remember my parents were more of, they are seeing, they are not graduates, but they were seeing because they worked under graduates. So they always said that, you know what, for you to get to that level, you have to study, you have to work hard, you have to be open-minded. So that's how they pushed us, basically. Yeah.
Okay, so did you enjoy school? Did you actually enjoy the academic process?
When you're an A-star student, you always enjoy school, don't you? You're the teacher's pet all the time. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, and were
Yeah.
you like creative in school?
No, I failed arts.
Okay.
Yeah, I was good in every other subject but arts
But
and sports.
Music?
No.
No music, no sports, no arts.
Nope.
Okay.
Not
Debate
the
team?
creative. Debate team was good.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes. Debate team was good.
So would never have got you on stage or in a production back then?
No, I was more of a writing the school book, school magazine kind of person.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So did you do all your early education there or did you move at some point?
Most of my early education is in Malaysia.
Yes.
Then when I was doing my pre-university, I first went to India.
To India?
Yeah, because I was supposed to study medicine.
Ah, medicine? But you're a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. So what happened?
Well, I went to study medicine. I got sidetracked by my husband now. It's his fault, it's not me.
No way.
No, it's his fault.
How old were you at the time? Like 18, 19?
I was 19.
Okay.
So I got sidetracked because I've never fell in love before.
Uh-huh.
And everything I did was by the book. I even got my parents' permission to to have a boyfriend.
Oh.
So basically, yeah, I got sidetracked. Didn't do my exam well. So my dad said, "No, you're not going back to India to do medicine. Choose another course."
Okay.
So my mom basically told me that, you know what, you're good at talking back to me. So
Oh my gosh. So she's like, yeah, this one should be a lawyer.
yeah, to lawyer. And
Do you remember it that way?
I remember it very well.
You remember that you were always very vocal and always...
Yes, I was like the black sheep who always wanted to talk back, always quarreling with my mom. So she said, I think you'll do well in legal field. So that's when I got accepted at University of London. I was from a science background because I wanted to become a doctor.
Yes, yes.
So it was easy to get into University of London into the legal field from a science stream. So I got accepted, I finished studying. Then I went to Lincoln's Inn and did my barrister course. And then went back to Malaysia.
Okay. And this was all in the UK, in London?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I finished, I went back to Malaysia. When I was in UK, I was already hired in Malaysia to go and work in Citibank.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there was already a job?
There was already a job waiting, so yeah, I just went back. But all the while I was keeping in touch with my husband.
So you were in India for just the 1 year?
Just 1 year.
Okay. When you started dating, you got permission to date. Your husband is Richard, yes?
Yes.
Yes, okay. And then after that, you went your separate ways?
Yes.
But you were still in touch?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now the plan was you're supposed to go back to your job in the bank.
Yes.
Did you?
I did.
Okay.
I did. We still kept in touch. Then he finally decides to propose.
Okay.
over I think it was over the mail and over the phone. Then after that he shows up in Malaysia.
Okay.
Yes, then we got married and then he brought me here.
But your parents knew about him?
My parents knew
met
all
him?
along, but I think they were secretly hoping that, because we are not together, that, it will fizzle out and I will move
Eventually,
on.
yeah.
It didn't happen. Their plan backfired.
You're like, this young man is very determined.
Yes.
Very determined. You said he proposed over email?
Email, mail, phone.
And So when you say he proposed in so many different ways, how were you with the proposal? Were you like, yes, definitely, or were you like,
I
how is
think
this
I
going to work?
was, because I was so naive about it, because I focused, the moment I did do well with the medicine, I just basically focused on my education after that.
Yes.
I didn't have my time for anything else.
Okay.
So because he was the only person at that time who was always keeping in touch in that level. So that's the only thing I knew.
Okay.
So when he proposed, I just told my mom he proposed.
Uh-huh.
And my mom was like, "Are you sure?" Because now I was climbing the corporate ladder already, and she was like, "You sure you want to go to Africa?" None of us have ever been to Africa.
Right.
All we knew about Africa at that time is basically poverty, hunger, what CNN shows you.
Yes, the stories that are shown.
Yes. So my mom said, "Okay, go to Africa, and then you see how it is. If it's okay, then
Okay.
it's up to you."
So you first came for a visit?
Yes.
Okay. Had you
Yes.
met any of his family at that point?
No.
Had he met your parents?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I came. When I came, I think I basically fell in love in Uganda the moment I stepped off the plane.
Okay. How is it different from back home?
I think it's more or less weather-wise, it was cooler.
It's cooler. It's,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's cooler, but everything else is more green.
Yes.
But of course, Malaysia is more developed. Yeah, so that was the only difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you fell in love with Uganda. Are you sure it was Uganda though?
Ah, well,
There was
other
certain
things
someone here in Uganda.
There was other things as well. So yeah,
Okay.
I went back home and told my mom, yeah, I think it's okay. I think yeah, I'll marry him. And I think they probably thought that when I go and see all the poverty, I would say no, I'm not going there. I'm not getting married there. But it did happen also.
So you're talking about your mom a lot. What about your dad? Had you told him yet, or
My dad always knew.
Okay.
But it was always he was consulting with my mom. Yeah, my mom was telling him, and he was telling her, so it will come back
What
to
has
me.
she said now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you go back and you're like, yes, this is what I
Yeah.
want to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then he came over. We got married.
Yes.
Then
You got married there.
in Malaysia. Yes.
Okay,
Then we
okay.
came here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, did you think about, okay, what about my job, my career? Was that something that you ever considered at that point, or your plan was to continue here?
No, we initially did think that, okay, maybe we wanted to go to Malaysia, but at that time Malaysia was not so open to Africans yet. There was a lot of racism going on. So I knew if I had him coming there, he would probably
Have a rough time.
have a lot of troubles there. So I decided, okay, when I came to Uganda, Uganda was very open to me. So they will accept me. Malaysia is not ready for him yet, so let me go there, and then if need be, we can come back here. So that's what I did, but I'm here.
You're here.
Yes.
What about meeting his family? How was that for you?
I think it was good. His family was very accepting of me. I think they literally left us alone. Like,
They probably had heard about you through the years too.
Yes, they used to write to me. The sisters used to write to me, how are you? Okay, so, they would tell me that, oh, my brother is missing you, and I'm like, okay.
This is so sweet. It's like too much. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so coming back to Uganda, yes, you got married, you come here, you settle in. Was it as easy as you thought it would be? Was it a bit difficult for you?
In the beginning, it was very difficult because I've always had a job, and also coming from a very developed country,
country.
I found it very difficult here because everything was still very basic. At that was what, 17 years ago. Everything was still very basic, and I had difficulty adjusting to that. So I found myself keep going out looking for something that was something like Malaysia. You would find me just sometimes going to British Council, trying to just stay there and read books.
So you're trying to find where you fit in,
where I
maybe?
can fit in, because I wasn't seeing where I was going actually at that time. So then I went to a company called Malaysia Furnishing Center. I went there actually looking for food. Malaysia had a lot of ready-made curry paste, curry powders. I went there looking for that.
Okay.
So when I reached there, I was introduced to the owner of the business, Malaysia Furnishing. At that time, it was Malaysia Business Center.
Okay.
So that's when I started volunteering there for a while. Yeah, so they said, just come and hang out, give us a hand here and there. And after about 3 months, they offered me a job. So that's where I started
That's
from.
how you started.
Yes.
Did you find that the paste that you were looking for, did you find an outlet for the food?
Yeah, I think it did, but wasn't at the level that I was used to. But it was what was available at that particular time. So you take what you got and you run with it. Yeah.
Because from what I know, Malaysian food is very rich, very, very rich in flavor. Like you said, the curries and chili as well in the food.
Not really, because Malaysia is a multicultural country.
Yes.
So there is Chinese, Indians, Malays.
So it's a mix.
It's a mix. And then we are also, because we are also from a background of so many cultures, it's easy for us. We are so open-minded to trying new things.
Okay.
So there's always new things that we are.
Okay. So Ugandan food for you, how was it?
Oh, 17 years ago, it was very bland. Everything was boiled and steamed. I think I got to a level where I told my husband, I just need to find chili somewhere, I don't know where.
Or something
Yes.
to enhance the food.
Yes.
Do you think that's kind of what pushed you in the direction of where you are now?
Actually, I didn't know how to cook.
You didn't?
I barely knew how to maybe make an omelette.
No. Are you serious?
Yes. I grew up not cooking. My mom said, stay out of the kitchen. Your job is to study.
Okay.
Yes. So I never knew anything about cooking.
I am really shocked by that, I have to be honest, because after what I've seen you do, so this was all self-taught in the last few years?
It's all self-taught, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because in those years, there was no cafe pub, no Javas, nothing.
Yes.
And food was always available at a certain time. You find breakfast at breakfast time, lunch at lunch time, tea at tea time. There was no shops in between open before that.
Yeah.
And
people are spoilt now. You are so spoilt you don't know it. Yeah.
So basically, what I decided to do is, learn to cook, because otherwise I saw that I'm going to just lose all my taste buds.
Okay.
My sister-in-laws tried. They would give me something that they cooked sometimes, but I never really, the kick that you want out of the food, it never came. So I was like, okay, let me start cooking. Of course, it was a trial and error. My poor husband was the guinea pig all the time. Some days he's like, he will say it's good, then I will eat it and I'm like, you said it's good? Yeah, it's good.
It was just being nice?
Yes.
It wasn't like terrible.
No, it was terrible. It was terrible.
Like, what were you making that could possibly be terrible?
You don't know. Because I would call my mom and say, how do you make this chili sauce for the fish? So she will tell me, put in 10 chilies, blend it with this and this, and I will use 10 chilies. But the problem is, she's talking about, say, Thai chilies, which are not very hot in Malaysia.
Oh.
I use the chili here, which literally
So
will
like
kill people.